This is Bangarang Radio, a podcast network. For more shows, visit bangarangradio.com.
I'm going out, I gotta go. I'll bangarang on the radio. So turn it up, I'm telling you. I think I'm ready for something new. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. You're listening to Pop Punkin' Pizza on Bangarang Radio.
Hello, welcome to Pop Punkin' Pizza here on bangarangradio.com. I'm Jacques Lamour, your host. Now, today's show is brought to you by Gamefly.com. You can sign up for a premium free 30-day trial, one game out, by going to gameflyoffer.com/Bangarang Radio. So again, go to gameflyoffer.com/Bangarang Radio to get that premium free 30-day trial, and that is one game out. Enough of my jibber jabber now. Let's get to the show. All right, I would like to welcome the guitarist and vocalist of a band called Above the Mendoza. They're from Center Valley, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Long here on the show. How's it going, Pete? You still there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going really well. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. And, well, you might hear, obviously Pete's joining us via phone today. And you're on the road right now. When we were actually setting up this podcast, you said you were going to be on Van's Warped Tour. So what are you doing on Van's Warped Tour?
So I rode out to the Warped Tour with a guy named Jake Langley. He used to be the guitarist of a band called Mendoza. They're a pop punk band. I'm sure some people know them. But he runs an independent record label called CAKY. And what the record label does, it tries to help local bands get up to the big stage without having to deal with all the garbage that record labels do with kind of like taking over their music. They allow the local bands to own all the rights to music and keep all the profits while helping them promote and book tours and all that stuff. And I was out there with Jake helping spread the word. We had a tent out there. And, he's out there the whole tour, and I was out there just so now we're about to head out on a tour. But it's been really cool to spread the word and meet a lot of kids who want to get involved and kind of revolutionize the music industry to get it back into the musician fans.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. I don't know a lot of labels that keep or let the artist keep all the rights to everything. Now, does the label still own like the recordings, or is literally everything to the artist?
It's everything to the artist. It's actually not like your typical type of record label. What he does, kind of sort of like a collective, where like right now I believe he helps out 40 different artists. It's anything from pop punk to hardcore to rap, and it's more of like it is a record label, but it's not in the sense that you don't sign to the record label. It's like a verbal agreement, and it kind of works hand in hand, and he just wants to help them, all the artists, learn how to do it on their own without needing the record label to like take over. So you can get your music online, and you can book your own tours, and you can push your own music really hard and make it big without needing the record label to take over and take more than half of your profits, so that they're living in the mansions while you're struggling in your band still.
Oh, you gotta love that.
Absolutely. As soon as he brought it up to me, I was really excited to go out there and get to do that and promote the idea.
So it sounds like it's more like a community of artists that he kind of helps out, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
yeah, he does. He wants to. It's still in the early stages, but he wants to really be able to teach the band. So he wants to like kind of hard to classify it, because you don't want to call it a record label, but it is like, I guess, a collective where he's trying to teach artists everything. He wants to make videos so that all the artists can be accessible to anybody. And what he wants to do is have a few artists make it big under that is like associated with the name, so that more and more bands come to it and realize that you don't need to kind of sell your soul to the devil to make it in this industry.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, everything is so DIY most days. I feel like
Absolutely.
nowadays, or if it's not DIY, if you have any kind of deal, it's loose. It's kind of like I won't say this label that you're working with and for is loose, but it's just you don't have as many restrictions. You're more free to kind of do what you want.
Absolutely. And the big thing is, if like you're not feeling what we're doing, you can opt out whenever you want. You're not signed to a certain amount of time, a certain amount of records to be produced. And especially in this day and age when we see a lot of controversy going on, like, I don't know if anybody knows what was up with the Day to Remember, but they had some issues with that.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was... Well, Victory Records in all is just... I don't know. There's something really bad about that. I mean, they've done some great things, but they've got some bad rap sheet, or they have a long rap sheet, too, to go. They have many successes as well as many failures, I would say.
Exactly. Yeah, I've heard a lot of different things about them, some good, some bad, but it's just kind of like I mean, I appreciate what the labels are doing, but in this day and age, like what we see, not in the pop punk industry, but someone like Chance the Rapper has made it just, he is blown up without any record label help, and that's kind of what we're trying to push for everybody. That's what we want to see. We want to see the artist doing it themselves and capitalize on everything themselves without having to sell their soul.
Yeah, Chance has really opened up a whole new ball game, and it goes to prove just even more that you can do it on your own. You don't need all the strings attached to it. But you do have to wonder what kind of establishment he has, though, at the same time. I don't know Chance the Rapper's full story. Maybe you might know more than I do, actually, now that you bring it up.
I don't know it that well. I just know that he's not signed to a label, and that's like a really big deal that he's done that without needing to make people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not exactly certain how he got there, but just the fact that he didn't sign to the label is pretty cool in my eyes.
So are you? Let's get back to what's the name of the label again?
PAKY. It stands for Pass Along Knowledge Yourself.
Oh, wow, I like that. That's awesome. Pass along knowledge yourself.
Yeah, and
okay.
It also so there's the two founding members of the record label, one from Pennsylvania and one from Kentucky. So it also stands for Pennsylvania and Kentucky, kind of like a double meaning.
Okay. Oh, I get it. Okay. So are you done with the working for them on the tour then, or are you just taking a break, or I mean, I know you're going back home right now, but I was just curious.
Yeah, so I topped off. Yesterday was my last day on the tour just because I have to get home for tour rehearsals for Above Mendoza because we're heading out on a 2-week tour. So I was only able to go through July 2nd. I was actually supposed to be out there until July 4th, but they just canceled the July 4th date. So yesterday was my last day, and it's definitely bittersweet to be leaving it, but I'm going to continue working with Taxi and really helping them out. But we're also going out on the Mendoza tour, so I had to hop off.
How did you get hooked up with PAKY? Right? Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting story. This guy Zach Hensley, he's a booker in Kentucky, and he booked me on a few tours for Above Mendoza, and he's in a band with Jake, who owns the record label, and they hit me up about needing a fill-in drummer for a tour to go out to Seattle to start Warped Tour. So that's actually what I did the first week before Warped Tour started. I was filling in on drums, playing in a band called Kid Quit, and we toured out from Pennsylvania to Kentucky out to Seattle to get ready for the Warped Tour. And that's how I met him. I've only known him for about a month, but I got to say he's the most hardworking and dedicated person I've ever met. If anybody gets in touch with him or knows the story, it's really infectious when you are around him, that you can do whatever you want, no matter what anybody says.
Wow, that's a really great opportunity. So that band you were filling in for was on the first part of Warped Tour. Did I get that right?
No, I'm sorry. I might be a little confused. We went on like
or was it was a separate tour? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like the first date of Warped Tour was in Seattle.
Right.
So it was either he goes out there on like a really long drive doing nothing, or he takes the weekend and does a tour for his band. And he chose to do that. He needed a drummer, so I hopped on.
Okay. Now I was gonna say, I was like, wait a minute, did he say he played on Warped Tour with his band, or was it a separate tour? I was just a little confused. I just wanted to clear that up. But either way,
Yeah, I wish.
well,
I wish it was Warped Tour, but it was cool.
oh, it's cool. Playing shows in general is just cool either way. I don't play a lot of shows anymore, but the older I've gotten, the more I realize it's like you're more grateful for just any kind of opportunity, whether it is something as big as Van's Warped Tour or if it's just a show where there's 5 people or 10 people or whatever. It's just great to actually play. Just appreciate.
Oh, absolutely.
Just appreciate that more, and I'm sure
Absolutely.
you do too, man. So I saw you're talking about how you're on the West Coast and started in Seattle and all that, and I saw that you visited the legendary California punk venue 924 Gilman Street, which is where Green Day, Rancid, and all those guys blew up. And was it like what you expected it to be? And did you get to see any shows there or anything like that?
We were only there for one day, so we played the show there, and that was it. But I mean, just walking around the venue and inside of it, you can just like feel the atmosphere, and you just know you're walking into like a venue that's so historic. And I actually remember watching a video. It's not Green Day or anything, but the Story So Far has a video on YouTube. Of a sold out show there, and I just walked in, and that kind of popped into my brain. It's just like so many great bands that played in here, and there's so much history in here, and I was just kind of in shock, kind of in awe, and just really appreciating the fact that I had the opportunity to be there and to play there. Even more, I was more grateful for it.
So you got to play there?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Show there.
I am so jealous. It's on my bucket list to at least be able to go visit there. But I mean, if I could even play there, that would just be. To me, the reason why I asked, was it what you expected it to be? Because for just how I kind of daydream about it myself, I just kind of imagine walking in there and it just kind of feeling like a holy place.
That's absolutely what it feels like. Like you walk in and you're just like, damn. This has so much history. With like, we wouldn't be here without this venue.
Yeah,
that's just a fact. Like, I would not be here without that venue. A lot of people be here without stuff that happened that day. And there's like writing all over the walls. I guess Green Day comes back, so people write like that's just Green Day on the walls. But there's so many stickers there of bands that I know who have played there. I'm sure every one of them walks through there, and it's kind of like just humbling to be there.
Yeah, exactly, and Green Day is that's just the very, very tip of the iceberg, like you're saying. You're just looking at all these stickers of all these different bands you've seen or know of, maybe you're friends with, and I mean, it doesn't matter from the little guy to the big guy. It's an incredible place. So good for you, man. I'm glad that you got to go, and I don't know if I think you're the first person I've talked to that's been there and actually played there. So.
Thank you.
It makes me very flattered just to be able to talk to you about it, honestly. So you guys are. Let's talk about Above the Mendoza, of course. So we have Tyler Fernandez on guitar and vocals. We have Kevin Irvine on bass, Brian Horn on drums, and your brother Aaron Long is guitar and vocals as well. So what is it like to play with having a brother in the band? What is that like? You guys, obviously I would hope the benefits outweigh the challenges.
Absolutely. I've been playing in bands with Aaron since I was a wee toddler. Like we grew up learning the instruments together with each other. I think I played in one band for like a few months without him. Other than that, we've been in the same band the whole way along. He's a very easy person to work with because he is very unselfish. Just go with the flow. He'll give up anything.
Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza.